So, it was 40 years ago exactly, in 1983, when I had recently moved to Seattle, that I first stepped foot on Seattle University's campus to enter the SUMORE program. At that time, I was a young 25-year-old woman, and I had a ministry of dance. I wasn't sure that I wanted to be associated with the Catholic Church anymore because there were a lot of things I didn't feel good about. I actually felt ashamed of some of them, but I knew that I needed more learning. And so, here on campus, I discovered a learning community. I studied Christology with Tom Hart and Kathy Fitch. I studied sexuality with John Hegel and Fran Furter. I studied liberation theology and began to learn how to listen to the voices of the marginalized. And I studied Hebrew scriptures with James Evelyn, of course, as did most of the people of this group. I also was deeply moved by the experience, such as the first time I sat in a group of 8 people and was invited to take 10 minutes to share my journey of spirit. The level of listening and witnessing that happened in that group was profound for me. And not only that, our convener of that group, Paul Fitterer, SJ, he also spoke with depth and candor and vulnerability that was so moving to me. He began to model for me true servant leadership. And so as my dance and artistry was supported by my theology and by my community, it launched me such that I continued to dance in ecumenical and interfaith settings here in Seattle, as well as nationally, all the way to Carnegie Hall, and globally through Abbey of the Arts and my work with Christine Paintner. And all of this is grounded here. And not only that, I found a home at St. Patrick Church here in Seattle, yes, where I discovered that the gifts of the feminine were welcome, just as I had experienced at Seattle U, and that my own gifts that included passionate, dynamic, creative expression were welcome in the feminine version of being a leader of community. And all of these pieces, I come back to Seattle University, to the young 25-year-old girl who had a dream, and 40 years later, her dreams have come true.